In today's society, having financial independence is a goal for many. Envision yourself in a position where you are financially secure enough that you don't have to work unless you really want to. Freedom to pursue one's passions without fear of repercussions or premature retirement is priceless. The ability to do the things you love without worrying about money is what we mean by financial freedom. When you've finally earned enough to live comfortably, you no longer have to choose between your passions and paying the bills. In this video, I'll share some words of wisdom about money, including the fact that achieving financial independence is rarely instantaneous and usually involves a series of steps. My question comes first though. When it comes to becoming financially independent, how far along are you? Understanding your current position can help you better define your goals. It's a lot less complicated. The steps I'm going to describe are shown on the screen. But first, if you enjoyed this video, please hit that like button, and if you're new, please subscribe. We won't waste any more time, so let's jump right into the first one. Addiction to spending money. If you currently don't earn enough money to cover your expenses, or if your expenses exceed your income, you are in the dependent stage. Everyone, including yourself and I, has been financially dependent on someone else at some point in their lives, whether it be your parents, an uncle, a sibling, a friend, or a stranger. People at this point on our list are typically still living at home with their parents, whether they are students or recently single and trying to make ends meet. For instance, in retirement, you could end up completely financially dependent if you don't make a sound plan. Once you find a stable job or source of income, however, you will no longer be in this phase of life. Because you will no longer need your parents to support you, instead, it will be your children. Having sufficient funds is the next step. When your income is greater than your expenses, you have achieved solvency, the minimum threshold below which you will perish. Your financial situation has improved to the point where you can meet your obligations, such as paying bills, and have a little bit of extra money left over. There is still risk involved at this time because of the possibility of unexpected developments. In spite of being on top of your bills, you have no savings to weather a major expense like an emergency car repair or medical bill. Still struggling for survival, but with the ability to take care of the essentials on your own. Gaining financial independence as a student requires starting with a job that pays well enough that you won't have to rely on your parents for basic needs. If you're still having trouble making ends meet, you may need to find a better paying job. Find other ways to increase your income, or find ways to cut your spending before you can get here. Thus, you reach financial solvency as you regain command of your financial situation. You may now be working full-time, or you may have found a higher paying job to meet your financial needs. Cutting back on luxuries is a common part of the road from dependence to financial independence. It doesn't matter how you got here, but it's always important to give yourself credit for the progress you've made. Progress to the next level, financial security. Having a consistent monthly savings amount is a hallmark of this phase. At this point, you should have established a savings cushion to help you weather a financial storm or a change in your personal circumstances. Once you are in a position where you can meet all of your financial commitments without strain, pay down your debts on a regular basis, and reduce your expenses as much as possible. Then you can begin saving. It's common for people today to carry a modest amount of debt. You may not be completely done paying off your mortgage or student loans, but you've eliminated most of your credit card debt and have no reason to go into further debt. If you want to be financially secure, you need to have a financial buffer that can withstand these shocks without significantly impacting your lifestyle, and the extra money you save can be used for either emergencies or as a reserve in case something unexpected happens, like your car breaking down, losing your job, or getting seriously ill. The equivalent of 6 months' worth of rent, food, and other essentials in savings, for instance. You strive for this level because you know that once you've arrived, you'll finally be at peace. At this point, you shouldn't view money as a means to an end, a safety net, but rather as a means to create the life you envision for yourself. Debt-free living is the next logical step. At this point, you have paid off most of your consumer debt and have established sufficient stability in your expenses to begin saving for an emergency fund. The following step is to begin paying down high-interest debts, even paying off a single high-interest loan can relieve stress and free up cash that can be put towards savings. Which means you have some form of debt, be it from investments, education, or the purchase of a vehicle or home, and are actively working to eliminate it. If you've done well up to this point, you should have enough resources to not just keep afloat, but to grow and prosper. You're not struggling to make ends meet anymore. When you have savings that will serve you well in an emergency and are close to paying off your debt, money becomes more than just a safety net, it becomes a tool with which to purchase a higher quality of life. You can also start investing your money. A state of stable finances is the next step. To be financially secure, one must have amassed sufficient wealth to ensure they will never run short of money for day-to-day living costs, unexpected medical bills, or retirement. Another hallmark of those who have achieved financial stability is the ability to save regularly for the future while still meeting all of their immediate financial obligations. At this point, you should begin amassing an investment portfolio with a value greater than your annual expenses. You need to start putting money away for the long haul, whether that's in the form of a retirement fund, an emergency fund, or whatever else you feel will help you get ahead faster. Though cutting costs is important, so is finding ways to bring in more cash. Whether through a higher-paying job or a side hustle, learning to live within one's means and eliminating debt were primary objectives in Phase 1, Financial Dependence. Once you've reached the point where you can cover your essential expenses with the income you earn from investments rather than from a job, you've entered the financially secure stage of life. And your goals will shift to reflect this. We'll move on to the next phase now, which is establishing financial stability. In this step, one comes to understand the value of a safe investment. If you've been saving and investing consistently between steps 2 and 4, you'll have a diverse portfolio that can generate returns over the short, medium, and long term. Your efforts should pay off and your investments yield results. This is the point where your investment income should cover your basic needs. But that doesn't mean you can quit your job right away. To meet your financial obligations, you should still strive to increase your hours of employment. Freedom from financial constraints is the next step. At this point, you should have saved enough money to cover all of your necessary expenses for the rest of your life, plus a comfortable amount for fun. Sometimes this stage is further subdivided depending on whether your savings can partially fund your lifestyle or allow you to live more abundantly than you do at present. You may even be ready to quit your job and do the things you've always wanted to do. Because people have varying needs and wants, there is no universally accepted monetary threshold at which they can consider themselves financially independent. Most people strive for a point where they can support themselves financially. Now that you have enough money in the bank to cover your essentials and give you a little extra to live comfortably, you can start thinking about goals other than maintaining your current standard of living, like new things you'd like to buy or experiences you'd like to have, and you don't have to worry about whether or not you'll ever be able to afford them. The most important thing is to determine your goals and determine how you will meet them. If your investment income were to dry up, you can now say that you are truly independent and free from financial worries. Present tense. The final phase, financial abundance, exists in every sense of the word but comes with a hefty price tag. Because your wealth far exceeds what is required to maintain your current standard of living. How you choose to handle the surplus is now your responsibility. At this point, your passive income has grown to the point where you can reinvest in your business, buy additional properties, donate to charity, or simply enjoy the fruits of your labor. You have achieved financial independence and can do whatever you want with your life. To confidently enter the next financial phase of your life, it is crucial to have a team of trusted advisors who can assist you in developing a strategy. The road to financial independence is longer than it first appears, and knowing where you are on that road is essential for making effective decisions. It's important to remember that the final destination is up to each individual, so it's up to you to establish the parameters of your ideal future. Okay, I appreciate you guys sticking around to the end. Good luck with the rest of your day and until the next video, and please let me know what you thought of this one by leaving a comment below.